Here we have a linear equation with fractions. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get common denominators. Oh, well, I'm going to multiply everything by the common denominator, the least common denominator. That way, the equation is going to be much easier to work with. So we have denominators of 2, 3, and 12. The least common denominator, you can, of course, just look up multiples of 2, be 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. 3 is going to be 3, 6, 9, 12. And of course, 12 times 1 is 12. 12 times 2 is 24. But you can see here that we have 12 in each of these. So I'm going to multiply both sides by 12. And on the left-hand side, I have to distribute it into there. So 12 times 3 halves, the 2 is going to reduce with a 12 to make it just 6. So we're going to have 6 times 3n. 6 times 3n. And then 12 will reduce with a 3 to make 4. So it's going to be 4 times 8. And of course, the 12 here cancel that 12, and we just get negative 29. So now I can simplify this a little bit. 6 times 3 is 18. 4 times 8 is 32. Then minus 29. To get n by itself, and I'm going to add the 32 over to the other side of the equation. Now we have just 18n here equals 29 plus this can be just 3, positive 3. And I can divide by 18 to get n by itself. That gives me n equal to, well, here I can divide top and bottom by 3. That's going to give me 1 over 6 as my solution. Okay, this one's very much the same. The first thing I'm going to do is distribute this one so that I know what all the denominators are going to look like. We're going to have 2/3 m plus, it's going to be 18 twelfths minus 10 over 3 equals negative 53 over 18. So now I have denominators of 3, 12, and 18. I know that 3 can go into 12. So really, I'm just looking at between 12 and 18. 12 times 1 is 12, times 2 is 24, times 3 is 36. 18 times 1 is 18, times 2 is 36. So I have 36 here, and I know that 3 can go into 36 because 3 can go into 12. So it can go into 24. It can also go into 36. Okay, I'm going to multiply both sides by 36. On the left-hand side, of course, I need to distribute it among all 3 terms. On the right-hand side, it's just going to reduce. So I'm not going to do what I did in the last one. We're going to write down what I get for the simplification. I'm just going to go ahead and multiply it through. So 3 divided by 36 is 12, and 12 times 2 is 24, and that m still remains. That hasn't been changed. 36 divided by 12 is 3, so we're going to have 3 times 18. 3 times 18 is going to be, let's see, 36, then 44, 54. And then 36 divided by 3 is 12. 12 times 10 is 120. 18 and 36 reduce to give you just 2. So 2 times negative 53 is negative 106. Okay, and now I can just continue. This is a linear equation. I have like terms on this side, so let's combine those really quick. Negative 120, this is like positive 60. Positive 60 minus 120 is negative 60. But I needed to add on to that 6 more. So that's going to be negative 66. Negative 106. Okay, get m by itself by getting rid of the 66 first. Okay, now we have 24m equals, and that's going to be just 40, I believe. Divide that by 24, and now we get m equal to, I can divide top and bottom by 2, it's going to give me 20 over 12. Divide by 2 again, it's going to be 10 over 6. Divide by 2 again, I get 5 over 3. And that's my solution. I just realized I made a mistake here. When I subtracted this, I get negative 40. And that gives me negative 5/3 instead, not positive 5/3. So negative 5/3 is my correct solution. This next one, I need to do kind of the same procedure as I did in the last one. I'm going to distribute this one first so that I can see what are all the fractions I need to get with the common denominator. Negative 7/4 minus 5, oh no, it's going to be negative times negative is going to be positive. 5 times 4 is 20. 4 times 3 is 12r. It's going to be minus 5/4. So now we have denominators of 3, 4, 12, and 16. 3 times 4 is 12, so both of those can go into 12. So really we're just looking at 12 and 16. 12 times, let's see, we're going to go 12 times 2, 12 times 1, 12 times 2, 12 times 3, 12 times 4 is going to be 48. Let's just stop there for a moment. 16, 32, and then 48. Yeah, so 48 works for both of those. So I'm going to multiply both sides by 48. And I need to distribute on both sides as well. And that distributes those three terms. So 48 divided by 16 is 3. And 3 times 149, it's really the same thing as, 1 less than 150. 150 times 3 is 350. Sorry, it's 450. But we're not multiplying by 150, we're multiplying by 149. So it should be 3 smaller, closer to 0. So it should be 450 minus 3 is 447. But it's going to be negative. So it's going to be negative 447. You can, of course, just use a calculator for that. But 48 divided by 3 is 16. 16 times 11, that I do not have on the top of my head. So let me just make sure I'm not going to do it wrong. 176. 48 divided by 4 is 12. Yeah, 12. And 12 times 7 is going to be 70 and 14. So 84, be negative 84. 12 divided by 48, or sorry, 48 divided by 12 is going to be 4. 4 times 20 is 80. R. And then 48 divided by 4 is 12. 12 times 5 is 60. Okay, we've got some like terms. We have 84 and negative 60. I'm going to combine those. Both are negative, so we're going to add up. So we're going to be negative 144. Okay, now I can get the r's to one side. I'm going to add the 176 just to make the r term positive. Those cancel. Negative 144. Now we have 80 plus 176. It's going to be up 30 on here. It's going to be 206, then up 50 more, so 256. Okay, now I can get the r term by itself. First, get rid of this constant term, add the 144. It's going to give me 256r equals, let's see, it's going to be 3, negative 303, I believe. Now we can divide by 256. And that's going to give me my solution. I can't reduce this at all because 256, this is a power of 2, this is 2 to the power of 8, I believe. And 303 is you know, you can divide that by 3, and you get 101 times 3. 101 is not a power of 2. It doesn't have 2 in it at all. So I think it's actually a prime number, but there's no common factor I can reduce by. So that's just going to be my solution with that number.